Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about everything you need to know before you buy the Itali GTB and or the Itali GTB Custom Supercar. That's right, so Rockstar kind of surprised everyone today by releasing the Itali GTB Custom Car in Grand Theft Auto Online. That's the only thing they did. They announced an entire Newswire post, and that is literally all they released into the game. So it'll be very interesting to see what comes next week. But this is still very exciting, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the pros, the cons, secret features, hidden details, things you might not know about these cars, hopefully making you guys better prepared on which one to buy and which one you might ultimately want, because I know there's some people that will only be able to get one or are kind of stuck choosing between whether they want the custom variant or the regular variant. So let's talk about that right now. So let's start with the barrier to entry, and that is going to be price. So the price of this vehicle, not terrible as far as supercars go. It's $1.189 million, which is not bad at all. It's not the most expensive supercar from this DLC that belongs to the Nero, so that's a positive, but it still is pretty pricey. And if you want to turn this into the custom variant, it's going to be $495,000. Now, mine was a little bit less expensive than that, just because of the fact I've got like a 5 or 2% like bonus or something like that, but yours should be $495,000, which will bring your total upwards of $1.6 million, close to $1.7 million if you want to buy the custom version. Now, if you want to buy both vehicles, and that's not including any other customization, mods, or upgrades done in the Los Santos Custom Shop or Benny's, your total to own an Itali GTB and an Itali GTB Custom is $2.8 million. And that is a lot of money. So to help you out with this, I'm going to be doing a shark card giveaway that is going on my Twitter account right now, and that's going to be ending in a couple days on Friday. So one of you is going to be walking away $3.5 million richer to hopefully help you fund this brand new supercar. So that's going to be going on. Links to that is in the description, so check that out. So now that you know how much it's going to cost in order to buy both or to buy one or the other, let's talk about some differences that you'll see right out of the box or as soon as you buy them. So what we're going to be doing right now is comparing a stock version of the Itali GTB Custom and a stock version of the regular one. Now, I did kind of a rough video on this before these vehicles released in single player, so I won't spend too much time on this, but there are some things you need to know, particularly about the car itself, because some people are going to just assume that it's just another version of the car that can have liveries and whatnot. But no, it's actually like a different car. It's got different features. So if we start at the front, if we look down at the bumper of the Itali GTB Custom, there's actually a carbon part that cannot be removed and also a tow hook that can't be removed as well. Now, you can remove the tow hook with customization, but that bumper is going to stay there 100% of the time. So if you don't like that extra carbon piece, you might want to go with the regular version of the Itali GTB if indeed that does bother you. Also, as I mentioned in that other video, the custom version has a hood scoop as well. It also has a wide body fender on there that cannot be removed, as well as these sort of bolted on arches that also can't be removed. That's something that's kind of standard on the custom version, whereas on the regular version, the arches are not that wide, nor are they bolted on. They are way more smooth. Another change is the mirror as well. The mirrors on the regular version, a little bit bigger, a little bit more chunkier. They're also placed in a different location compared to the custom version, which is kind of on that like side strip of the car. I don't know what that is, but the mirrors are in a different location. And if we move to the back, that's where we're going to see our biggest differences. There's a completely different rear here. And in my opinion, I think the regular version looks a lot better than the custom version. Again, that's just my personal opinion, but I really like the back of the regular version better. Also, another thing you might have noticed is that tow hook, that can't be removed either. So if you were looking to take that away, nope, sorry, you can't do that. And I don't know, there's just something about the regular version that I like a little bit better when we're looking at the two kind of side by side. Now, another thing that I don't love about the custom version is the fact that it only has titanium tuner exhaust. That's one thing that I don't exactly love about that. I would love some other exhaust options, but that is neither here nor there. And really the only other thing on the back is kind of where the tail lights are. So the custom version actually has a really cool tail light that can be seen right above the license plate. And believe it or not, it actually works. So that right there is super cool. And the regular version kind of has something similar, but it's got two on the kind of left and the right of the license plate. So aesthetically, that is your differences between the Itali GTB Custom and the regular version straight off the website. Like I said, some people might be confused that it's the same car. No, they're two different cars once you make them into a custom version versus the regular version. So those are just some things you need to be aware about before buying, as those differences might ultimately sway your opinion here. So now what I want to do is move on to some of the more unique and interesting things I noticed about the customization of the cars themselves. Let's start with both of them in general. One thing I noticed is that there is no suspension option. So I thought that that was really weird. On the regular version and the custom version, there's no way to modify the suspension. So I don't know if this is a bug or if this is a glitch or if the Itali GTB can't be lowered and Rockstar just did that on purpose. I'm really not too sure why they would do something like this, or at least not give players the option to, but it's not there. It doesn't matter if you're in Benny's, your Custom Auto Shop, or the LSC. Suspension mod is not available, and that is super strange. Now, let's move on to a feature that I think is really cool on the regular version. It's actually an exhaust option, and it's called Needs More Exhaust. So this is pretty cool, and it's actually kind of interesting and useful. So not only does it keep the stock options on the left and the right, but above the license plate, it adds 3 more exhaust options, giving you a total of 7, which is actually really cool when your exhaust kind of flames up, because you literally get 7 kind of fire flames that come out of the back of your car. So I thought that one was super unique and very interesting. And again, that might sell you on this car. I think that the regular version has much better exhaust options than the custom version. However, the custom version has one thing that I think is very, very unique, and that is the fact that it gets some pretty sick modifications in the trunk or the boot of the car. So if you guys notice right now, I've got the custom version, and right next to me is the regular version, and we both open up our trunks and there's nothing there. However, this is actually because we can actually modify one piece of the Itali GTB Custom and we can get ourselves a full trunk. So this thing that you have to modify is the dash on the inside. So it's one of the interior options that you have to modify, and the more you modify it, the more you're going to be getting on the inside of your trunk. So as you can see here, I've gone ahead and modified the inside of the dash, and when I bring this back on the outside and I open up my trunk again, you'll see that it has all sorts of like gauges and nozzles and like, you know, tubes of stuff. It's pretty crazy, and I thought that this was super cool, and a lot of people might not know how to go about getting this on your vehicle here in Grand Theft Auto Online. So that is a really cool feature that I absolutely love about the Itali GTB Custom, and one of the reasons why I ended up buying both, because I really like the kind of regularness of the normal one, but I also like the extreme version of the custom one. And that feature right there just kind of backs it up why I really do like it so much. Now, let's move on to a kind of disappointing thing about both vehicles, and that is the stock wheels cannot be modified in terms of changing their color. Now, we predicted this, and I even said that was going to be the case in my previous video, but I obviously wanted to test it in online with the iFruit app, and sadly, you cannot change the colors. It's because the stock wheels are chrome by default, which don't pick up any color, so there's no way, unfortunately, for you to change it. So if you're looking for colored wheels, sadly, you're going to have to go without the stock ones, and you're going to have to come up with a different option there. But that's just something I noticed, but we also kind of expected that from my video earlier. So now let's get into the performance of the car. This is obviously going to be very important. Now, as I mentioned in my video I did about a week and a half ago, the regular version of the Itali GTB is impacted by the spoiler. It actually gets a traction bonus by adding a spoiler on the car. However, the custom variant does not, which makes this car kind of weird. And it also kind of indicates the fact that, yes, the regular version is going to be better performance-wise. So because it does get that traction bonus from adding a spoiler over its custom variant, you would suspect it to be better. However, if we load up a race, and these are both fully customized vehicles, you might actually get some mixed results here, and this is where I need to do some explaining. So if we look at the stats of the regular version of the Itali GTB, you can see that acceleration is fully maxed out, speed is going to stay the same on both. However, braking is just short of 2 bars, and the bottom one, traction, is just under 4 bars. So keep that in mind. And now we're going to switch over to the custom variant, and you can see speed and acceleration are the same. However, braking is now full 2 bars, which is an improvement, and traction is actually a hair over 4 bars, which is an improvement as well. So you see those stats and you would say, okay, the custom variant is clearly going to be better. But it's actually not the case. And even the results of my drag test were interesting as well, where the custom version finished quicker than the regular version. And while the custom version of this car is super fast on a straightaway, it really does lack the ability to complete turns, and in my opinion is a little bit tricky to go around long corners and whatnot. I did a couple races on my live stream earlier, and I can definitely say that it was much easier to race with the regular version of this car over the custom version. And even like professional racers that are way better than myself, like Bruffy, have even done tests stating that the regular version is better performance-wise than the custom version. So even though the stats say that the custom version is better in some categories, you know, there's things in races that will make the regular version better, like having to brake, going around long turns, having to, you know, stop and start quickly. Those are all things that the regular version is going to be much better at. So here's my final opinion, and to give you guys just the long story short, the regular version is better performance-wise, even though that the custom version has some statistics that say it's better and is quicker in a straight line. So now that we've got the price, the customization, some secret features, a comparison, and performance, now what I want to do is give you guys kind of my final verdict. And my final verdict is that I love this car. I think it's amazing. I obviously love supercars. I think they are really awesome. If you saw my garage tour the other day, you know that I'm a big fan of them. And my recommendation is that if you can afford both of them, you might want to go for them, because I think these cars are awesome. I've got one for racing, and I've got one that I, really like for car shows and driving around and cruising in. And they're not terrible supercars either. A lot of people are kind of frowning on the fact that they're not great performance-wise, but the difference between these cars and the top cars can't be more than a couple seconds, which I know in a race can be a lot, but you can still be competitive with this vehicle, which at the end of the day is really all you're asking for. And I really love these cars. I think they're amazing. I think the design is super cool. In case you guys were wondering what cars these were based off of, it's the McLaren 570. This is a Progen family, but it's also highly based off of the Tryon Nemesis RR. It's almost an identical to that. So if you're curious, you can almost look up that and you can compare it to the Itali GTB, and man, are those two close. So that's what these two vehicles are based off of. A lot of people have been asking me about that as well. But anyways, that's my recommendation for the Itali GTB and the Itali GTB Custom. Hopefully you learned a thing or two from this video that will hopefully help your buying decision, whether you're going for both of them or whether you're only going for one, the regular version or the custom version. Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below which vehicle you like the best and which one you prefer. Do you like the custom variant? Do you like the regular version? Be sure to let me know why in the comment section down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With out of the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.